Well, after a day of closing arguments and instructions, the Chad Daybell jury deliberated for about 2 hours before deciding to rest for the night and continue their work tomorrow morning. Andrea Dearden is here with more on what happened in court today. Andrea?
Well, the 12 jurors must decide if Chad Daybell is guilty or not guilty on 8 charges, multiple counts of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and insurance fraud. He's accused of killing his first wife of 30 years and along with 2 children. That's Tammy Daybell, along with 2 children, Vallow and Tylee Ryan. Those children whose mom he had been having an affair with, Lori Vallow. Now, Vallow and Daybell were married 2 weeks after Tammy's death. In the state's final statements to the jury, prosecutor Lindsay Blake detailed the timeline of Chad and Lori's relationship. The two met at a conference in 2018, began an affair, and started planning for the end of time when they believed only a select group of the most devout would be spared. Blake replayed phone calls and text messages where the couple identified all 3 victims, Tammy, JJ, and Tylee, as dark spirits or zombies that had to be destroyed. Blake says those conversations prove Chad is the mastermind behind the deaths.
About a month after Charles' passing, Lori's asking Chad, do you think there is a perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children? Chad's response, there is a plan being orchestrated for the children. I was shown last night how it fit together.
It was his turn
Again,
to address jury.
Lori asked Chad. Chad has the answers.
When it was his turn to address jurors, defense attorney John Pryor said communication between Chad and Lori has been misconstrued. He says there was never any evidence of a plan to kill, only a plan to gather with others who believed the way they did. But Pryor says this trial isn't about those religious beliefs. He said it was about Lori's greed, her hope of getting yet another life insurance payment, and her brother's willingness to make that happen.
Alex Cox is a murderer, and he is not shy about shooting people. He shot at Brandon Boudreaux. He murdered Charles Vallow. Chad Daybell was next, and to make the plan nice and neat, let's bury the bodies on Chad Daybell's property.
Pryor did not mince words. He explicitly named people in Lori Vallow's inner circle as being responsible for what he called Tylee and JJ's brutal murder. Pryor also told jurors there was no evidence Tammy Daybell was killed. He said the medical examiner who ruled that she died of asphyxiation got it wrong. Now, Daybell's defense attorney also talked specifically about law enforcement and what he labeled an absolute failure of police to identify the real people responsible for the crimes he claims his client stands falsely accused of. Now, you'll remember Lori Vallow was found guilty on similar charges last year. She's serving multiple life sentences. Brian?
Okay, so the jury's job may not be done, though, this being a capital case. I mean, they come back with a verdict, and they could have other work to do, correct?
Absolutely. So if they return guilty verdicts on the first-degree murder charges, then they move directly into sentencing, because now in Idaho, it's a jury, not a judge, who determines if a death sentence is appropriate. And so if they find him guilty on those charges, they will move directly into that.
All right, we'll stay tuned and see if they come back tomorrow. Thank you very much, Andrea.